ये शक्ल से ही गरीब नल्ले निकम्मे दिख रहे हैं। ये आए हैं ईएमआई के भरोसे।
कुछ लोग तो सुबह 4 बजे से खड़े हैं आईफोन 15 लेने के लिए। कुछ लोग तो स्टोर पर ही लड़ाई करना चालू कर दिया।
बहुत सारे लोग आईफोन को ईएमआई पे बाय करने का सोच सकते हैं।
क्या पता है, वो है EMI।
भाई हमारे देश में तो
So welcome back into another video. Okay, so today I am going to simply explain you the EMI trap. Okay, so let's get started. So first I'm going to explain you what is EMI. Okay, so let's start. What is EMI? So write it, EMI. EMI. What is EMI? EMI means, E means I don't know what is it, but MI means monthly installment. Monthly installment means just say you just buy a phone. Okay, means just say an decent phone like around 1 lakh rupees. You just buy a random phone that cost around 1 lakh rupees. So you don't have 1 lakh rupees upfront to pay and just buy it. You make an EMI for that phone. EMI means monthly installment of that for that phone. Okay, so you just decided to pay 5,000 rupees for how many period of time? 20 months. Okay, for 20 months. Okay, so now you have to pay 5,000 rupees for 20 months, then it's become 1 lakh rupees. That's the price of your phone and you are paying it for 20 months. And on very basic surface level it seems like okay, you have to pay that amount, and that's okay, and that's good thing that you get to buy that phone and you have to pay later. But here is a gap. Okay, here is a catch. Here means you have to then pay. This is your equation. Okay, then you have to pay some hidden charges on it. Okay, so the first thing you have to pay is the product price. Product price means you have to pay this. Okay, then you have to pay interest. Interest means the amount you pay for that product plus you will have to pay interest on it. Okay, then you will have to pay processing fees, whatever amount is it. Okay, so let's say it is processing fees, and then on the fourth number you have to pay hidden charges. Hidden charges means charges that are not visible in surface level. Okay, then you have to pay it later. That is hidden charges. Okay, so after that just say the 5,000 EMI, and on a certain emergency, you get a certain emergency in your family and you just get unable to pay that 5,000 rupees for that month. Okay, then you will have to pay late fees, and the interest will be higher for that late fees. Okay, means just say you get it for around 15% interest rate. Okay, 15%, and if you are unable to pay that amount for a month, then you will have to pay higher interest for that amount. That is late fees. Okay, so this is all that things you have to pay if you get an EMI. Okay, so after paying all that things, you buy a phone with an EMI. And here is another thing. As we all know, there are two types of things in this world. That is either assets or liability. Assets or liability. So your phone, you brought it for 1 lakh rupees. That is a liability. If you don't know what liability is what takes money from your pocket. That is liability. And asset is what puts money in your pocket. That is asset. Your phone is a liability, and every liability has some kind of appreciation and depreciation. Like if you buy a very exotic car, the car is a liability, but it has appreciation value, means its prices will appreciate over time. Means you buy it for 1 lakh, just say, take an example, but after few years it will cost around 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs, means it's an appreciating things. That means it's an asset. Okay, car generally falls in liability, but if your cars appreciate over time, means it's an asset. So here when you buy a phone for 1 lakh rupees, it's a liability, and liability means it prices goes down over time. Okay, over time it prices goes down, means you buy it for 1 lakh rupees there, and after 20 months, let's say it prices goes down around 50,000. Okay, so it prices goes down to 50,000 rupees after 20 months, and you just decided to buy it for 1 lakh rupees. Then you decided to pay 15% interest rate on it, and after paying 15% interest rate, product price plus interest rate plus the processing fees and plus the hidden charges and late fees, all that stuff including, the phone will cost you way more than its actual value, and after few years the prices will go down. Just take it very simple. You are paying interest for a product whose value is depreciating over time. Let's take very simple example over it. Just say you buy a Parle G of 5 rupees. Okay, and for having that Parle G you are paying 5 rupees, and then next month you are paying 6 rupees for the same amount of Parle G, for 5 rupees Parle G, but this time you will get less biscuits in it. Means you are paying higher quantity and you are getting less biscuits in it. That is the simple thing. You are paying interest over it, and the value is depreciating over time. So this is what EMI does. Okay, so this happens in EMI. So let's clear it down first, then I will teach you another thing. Okay, so here I have created a simple chart. Okay, a simple chart to let you understand what EMI actually does to your life. Okay, so I am using this blue marker. So let's say you take an EMI. Okay, EMI, simple. If you have to pay monthly for something that is appreciating over time, means you have to pay interest on the thing you have bought. Means like loans, you have to pay interest on it, and the value of that thing is depreciating. Okay, means then you will have to less money. If you pay monthly for something of your earning, then you will have less money because you have less savings. You have spent it somewhere else. Less saving means no emergency fund. If you have less savings, means your savings is already very low, then you have no money for any emergency fund. Emergency fund means any medical condition if you get, and any emergency that came to your life, financial crisis or anything, means you have no money for it. And if something happens, that thing, any emergency, means you have to get another personal loan for that emergency. If your mother get ill, I don't say that, but if this happens, your mother gets certain type of disease or anything can happen, then you will have to take another personal loan for it because you have no money. And then another personal loan means more EMI. Another loan here means more EMI, and if more EMI come to your life, means more stress in your life, and more stress and all that things that consuming your money. Now no investment. You have no investment means no money. You have no money to invest it anywhere, and if you have no money, no investment, no assets in your life, then you will be broke forever. Okay, so this is simple cycle that goes to your life if you get an EMI. And after all that I teach you, you think like, oh, EMI is really bad thing and I don't have to buy anything on EMI, I don't have to get a loan or blah blah. So EMI is not bad, okay? EMI is good. I'm writing it, EMI is good. But how EMI is good? Now I'm talking about EMI is bad everywhere. In video I talk about EMI is really bad, but this is not complete truth. EMI is good, but how? So here I'm telling you EMI is good. EMI is good if you buy appreciating assets. Appreciating asset means anything that puts money into your pocket over time, over year. The value of that thing appreciate, and there is certain percentage, means like 5%, 10%, 12%, 15%, 20%, 50% in a year. Means just say you just buy a piece of land, okay? You buy a piece of land whose value appreciate over 50% in a year, okay? Plus 50% in a year, and you buy it for 1 lakh rupees or 10 lakh rupees, whatever amount, it value will go up 50% in a year, and you get it for loans. Means you get loans of 10 lakh rupees and you then use that money to buy that assets, and you are paying monthly EMI for that asset. You have to take it in your mind that the EMI interest of your EMI should have to be less than the return you get on your assets. Means your return on your assets in a year should have to be higher than the interest you pay on your EMI. If you just buy an asset, and let's say you buy an asset and whose value appreciate 2% in 1 year, you will get 2%. Means you have invested 1 lakh rupees and after a year you will get 2% return on it, means 1,02,000 rupees. Then your EMI, everything you have on that debt, every debt have an interest rate on it, and EMI is a debt and it has an interest rate, and your interest rate should have to be less than the assets appreciating value. Means your business must have to put more money into your pocket than the interest you should have to pay on the EMIs of that following thing you buy using that, okay? So this is equation. EMI is actually totally not bad, but if you use that money to build something whose interest is higher than the interest you are paying for your EMI. This is very simple explanation and very simple, all you need to know about EMI. And now you have to decide why you are taking an EMI. You should have to take it in your mind a liability. You don't have to get an EMI for anything that is a liability, okay? You have to, if you are, means if you just want an EMI and so many are just, I want to do that, just do that with any assets you want. You have to invest your money in assets, okay? So here is thing. And here I just thought to teach you another thing. Means I know why nowadays when you go to some cities of India like Delhi and other major cities, you will see everyone is having expensive toys, means iPhone and luxury stuff. Means they are spending their money EMI. Obviously most of the Indians buy iPhones with EMI, so they buy iPhones with EMIs, okay? So they are spending their whole savings on something that's value is depreciating over time. So you just have to don't do all that stuff. If you in SIP you will get interest, and in EMI you have to pay interest. Means EMI will take money from your pocket and SIP will give money into your pocket. So you just have to keep it in mind. SIP will never gonna make you rich, bro. SIP will never gonna make you rich. Rich means you will get to have money. If you start an SIP now and after 30 years 40 years you get around 1 crore 2 crore rupees, you are already dead on that time. The money, and there is the depreciation even in the value of money, means depreciation, that is cost the inflation rate, means something cost 100 rupees now and after 1 year it will cost 110 rupees, means you will have to pay higher prices for the same thing, and after 30 or 40 years the prices of the things goes really up and your 1 or 2 crore rupees will be around 40 to 50 lakh rupees. Well, that's means you will never be wealthy by using all that things. Okay, so you have to find a way to make money while you sleep, otherwise you will be poor for the rest of your life. And finding a way means where you have to detach your time from the way you earn money. Just say I am a person who earns money by doing something like I am businessman. Okay, so I have to detach my business from my time. Okay, my business should have to run separately without me and put money into my pocket while I was sleeping or doing anything else. If you get able to make this thing called a money tree, I will talk about it in the later video, otherwise this video will be too long. So this is the simple EMI thing. Okay, I guess you get it all in your mind, and if you just don't understand it, just go to ChatGPT or any AI and ask that AI about this thing, and okay, and that AI will teach you how all that thing works. Okay, so this is it in this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let's see you in the next video. Bye bye. What is that? There is a port, Type-C port. I didn't notice it. So I just noticed that there is a port, Type-C port on my microphone's receiver. Wow.